State prison officials are investigating after they say an inmate was attacked and killed by several other inmates.
Hello, and welcome to our video today. Today's topic is an unusual one. We're going to be looking at prisoners who have killed their cellmates and their reactions to receiving life sentences. It's a tough topic, but an important one that we need to understand. Let's start with the facts. In the United States, prison overcrowding is a serious problem. This means that prisoners are often forced to share small spaces with other inmates, which can be stressful and even dangerous. It's in these cramped conditions that some prisoners snap, leading to incidents of violence and even murder. In fact, according to a 2016 report by the U.S. Department of Justice, there were 114 homicides in state prisons that year. In some of these cases, prisoners have killed their cellmates. But why would someone do something so extreme? Well, there are a few reasons. For one, some prisoners may be mentally ill or unstable, which can make them more prone to violence. In other cases, the stress of living in a prison environment can lead to a buildup of anger and frustration, which can eventually boil over into violence. Regardless of the reasons behind it, the fact remains that killing a cellmate is a serious crime, and the punishment for such a crime is typically life in prison without the possibility of parole.
The defendant does not understand how precious life is. Therefore, the sentence of death shall be imposed upon Austin Gregory Myers on the charge of aggravated murder.
So how do prisoners react when they receive this sentence? Well, it's not always easy to tell. Some may remain stoic, while others may break down in tears or become angry and aggressive. In one notable case from 2016, a prisoner named Oscar Bolin was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of his cellmate, David Lamb. Bolin, who already had been on death row for a previous murder, appeared unemotional as the sentence was read.
A little numb. I mean, I don't know how you would expect someone to feel. I mean, if they told you tomorrow you're dying, how would you feel? It's not something, we all die, but it's knowing your exact date and time, that's hard to deal with.
But not all prisoners react in the same way. In another case from 2012, a prisoner named Jonathan Francisco Torres was sentenced to life in prison for killing his cellmate, Charles Michael Martinez Jr. Torres, who had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, reportedly cried and screamed in court when he heard his sentence. So what can we learn from these cases? Well, for one, it's clear that prison reform is an ongoing issue that needs to be addressed. Overcrowding, poor mental health services, and other factors can all contribute to incidents of violence in prisons. Additionally, it's important to remember that prisoners are still human beings, and that they have emotions and reactions just like anyone else. It can be easy to dismiss them as criminals, but we need to understand the complex factors that can lead to violence and crime. This includes issues like poverty, mental health, and a lack of opportunities for education and employment. The case of Richard Allen Davis also highlights the issue of repeat offenders.
I would also like to state for the record that the main reason I know that I did not attempt any lewd act that night was because of a statement the young girl made to me when walking her up the embankment. Just don't do me like my dad. I have to pay my dues, and so should you.
Burn in hell, Davis. All right, that concludes.
Davis had been in and out of prison multiple times before kidnapping and murdering Polly Klaas. This raises questions about the effectiveness of the prison system in rehabilitating inmates and preventing them from committing further crimes. The use of the death penalty in cases involving the murder of a cellmate is also a controversial topic. While some argue that it serves as a deterrent to prevent such crimes from occurring, others question the ethics of the death penalty and its effectiveness in reducing crime rates. It's also worth noting that prison reform is an ongoing issue that needs to be addressed. While we can't condone the actions of those who commit such heinous crimes, we also need to ensure that our prison system is just and humane, and that inmates are given the opportunity to rehabilitate and reintegrate into society. In conclusion, the murder of a cellmate is a disturbing and tragic event that highlights the need for better prison conditions, effective rehabilitation programs, and stronger measures to prevent repeat offenders. While it's easy to view such cases as isolated incidents, they are indicative of larger issues within our criminal justice system that must be addressed. As a society, we must strive towards creating a system that prioritizes rehabilitation over punishment and works towards preventing such heinous crimes from occurring in the first place. Thank you for joining us today as we explore the disturbing topic of prisoners that killed cellmates and their reactions to life sentences. It's important to acknowledge the gravity of such cases and the need for reform within our prison system. And that's a wrap on today's discussion on prisoners who killed their cellmates. It's been a heavy topic, but one that we hope has shed some light on the important issues within our criminal justice system. It's important to keep the conversation going, so please share your thoughts in the comments below. What are your ideas for improving our prison system and preventing these kinds of incidents from happening again? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on our channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Take care.